So I took the night off. I was feeling pretty, well, I was a little run down. You know what, I was a little tired. Race Lawmaker yesterday between Paint the Line Blue Chip, you know, Lawmaker and cruising in style, then qualifying all the babies. Today I was a little tired. I didn't get done at the barn till late. Didn't get home till late. I looked and I got Beck's Pride, Zeppelin B, and them in to go. Just took the night off. So Brett McDonald's racing our horses down there. Brett's done great for us all winter. Should be fine. He picked up a 5th with Beck's Pride. At least he cheated a little bit. There was only 5 in it. But he picked up a 5th. So he get paid. So we're going to run down all the horses real quick, see if I can get these videos done and out to you in a timely fashion. First couple that just got turned out, Arvika and Autumn Wings, both went to the field 2 days ago. They're going to be out for 3 or 4 weeks and come back in. I mean, you know, that's how good our clients are. I talk about this all the time. You know, I finished sending an email to everybody saying, hey, Autumn Wings schooled in 59, last half 57. I'd like to turn her out. Not one of you that own a piece of that filly said why. Not one. Everybody said, yeah, absolutely. I think it's probably the best move for the filly. Right thing to do. Not one person. Not one. So, that's fantastic. That's always great. It makes my job easier, you know, when we can always do what's right for the horse. You know, you'd think there might be somebody say, oh, well, that should be enough. Why can't she just qualify? Well, she can. I just want to see the best version, sorry, of Autumn Wings that we can have, and turning her out, I think, is the right thing to do. So, a little scrambly in the straightaway still, a little uncomfortable on the track. It's a maturity thing, clearly. She's been doing that for a while. So, not getting worse, getting a little bit better, but speed's not going to be a problem, so let her mature. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Same with our Arvika. Schooled her the other day in 2-1 and a bit, 2-2, I think. She was very, very good. Needs to go out in the field also. Let these horses mature. Let them become the horses we need them to be, the ones that we bought them to be. So they went out to the field. Bay Jewel qualified great today. Not as comfortable on the front end. If you watch the video, you can see, you can almost see she's lost on the front. She doesn't love being there. She trotted home 29 seconds, so she wasn't bad. She just is more of a stalker than a leader, and maybe she'll learn to be a little bit of both. But without earplugs in today, and without we don't usually wear a mini bit or earplugs in her ear, but she's a little warm today and a little excitable. And rather than put her on the run, I put her on the front. And she got picked off late, but it's okay. She qualified well. Be My Delight had a splint right front crowd, was a little bit sick, so we gave her the week off. Still struggling, still a little bit of residual stiffness over that right hind also. I think from when we had that ice storm. You know, I know I'd mentioned this and talked to a couple of owners about it this week in person, and they didn't quite understand when I'm trying to explain the tightness over their back and how it can really play a negative impact in their performance. And it's, you know, Lawmaker. You know, when you go back and look at Lawmaker's qualifier, attempted qualifier when he ran on James, completely out of his mind, wouldn't trot right at all, just wasn't comfortable. Same thing, he had that tightness over his back. We've been working extremely hard and diligently. We had a massage therapist come in a few times to look at this horse and work on him. We bought this massage thing to put on him. You know, he's been medicated to help clean up and thaw out that back area. So for me, you know, what we all had to do at the stable, you know, whether it was Jason or me or anybody else, we had to work to make sure that this horse got those knots out of his back. And when you're talking about a filly like Be My Delight, same type of thing, you know, you're talking about those deep injuries, deep, you know, tears, if you will, even almost. It takes time. So I think this week, hopefully, it'll give her some time to take some pressure off that, get that splint. We got that splint crowd up, take the heat out of that, and get her back on track, because she's a nice filly and she wants to do her work. Certainly don't want to do anything to hinder that. So Be My Delight will be ready to go probably in a week's time. Better Call Mike and Boldness, both out in the field with Arvika and Autumn Wings. Not in the same field, I hope, but out in the field playing around, and they're going to be out for another. They'll probably actually come back around the same time, I guess, in 4 weeks' time. I got to check the dates on Better Call Mike and Boldness, but I think it sounds about right in my mind. So they'll also be out there for the next month. Buckingham schooled fantastic today. This filly looked great. Jonathan Drury went with her. He got away 4th. Said she touched her knee in the last turn. She put a step in. I guess we'll throw a set of knee boots on her. I guess that track later in the day when it gets hot, it can get really loose. And I think a couple of them were spinning the wheels. Dance Hall Babe actually hit her knee too, which is rare. So again, both those horses, we can throw a set of knee boots on them. Not a big deal. I doubt it'll affect them or bother them at all. So Buckingham won a mile 59. Come the last half 56. Same as Maintenance Man. They were both together at the wire, I believe. Casanova's Jewel schooled great the other day. 2-2 last half, 58 a bit, last quarter 29 seconds. He'll be ready to go on Thursday morning with the other horses. Had a bit of an issue, more than a big issue of braking this winter, but I think we've got that resolved, cleaned up, and he's ready to go. Cash In On Me, still hovering around the 220 mark. Growing, getting bigger, filling out. You know, he's approaching that line also where do we turn him out for 90 days or so, or do we continue on? I thought we had him running on a trajectory where we could have him ready to go this time of year or a little bit later. Now I'm thinking maybe we will turn him out, take advantage of the green grass, but we'll see. He's not there yet. He's not in either place yet. So, but he's trotting. We're training him twice a week. He's looking good. I own a significant amount of shares in this horse, and I'm certainly not upset that I do. It just takes time. You know, after watching everything that transpired over this year and last year, I'm certainly not concerned at all with Cash In On Me. Captain Miraculous, I believe we're going to school him at Mohawk on Tuesday. Maybe after, I don't think they're going to have schoolers anymore after the baby races. So it'll either be Tuesday or we'll take him over to train. He's never been behind the gate yet. I think we'll slide him over there Tuesday. If not, I kind of leave it up to Harry. This is Harry's guy. He's gone with him all winter. I've gone with him a few times when we took him over to Mohawk. But Harry has taken a liking to this colt, really likes him. And I don't know if you've been paying attention to the headlines or not about the Captain Treacher's qualifying in the Meadowlands. I want to make sure we take good care of this guy because these things are looking like gorillas right away. They look fantastic in the Meadowlands. It was one headline. The Trixtons and the Captain Treacher's today at the Meadowlands were shining. So we're going to make sure we take care of our captain for sure. Cruising with Angus goes out saying. Horse looked awesome today. I said to somebody today, he only went in 2-2. He wasn't the fastest, but I guarantee you he's the most versatile. This colt can leave, can sit. I didn't want him getting hot. He's in Angus Hall, so I was going to take him off the gate, and I did. I was sitting 6th, 7th on the far outside, quite a ways after the gate. He was quite happy to sit in, but everybody was backing up to let everybody in. It was just a big zoo. I just give him his head for a second, zoom, crossed him right over into the 2-hole, shut him right down just like that, and followed. I thought I beat Yes halfway down the lane, but Yes is tough. He's tough. He fought on, and he won, and earned it. Looked good doing it. And Cruising in Angus looked very, very good finishing second also. Very happy with what I've seen from that colt today. Really, the progression of him is really tremendous. It's something else. You know, earlier in the winter, everybody says, "Oh, you trotter, all your trotters wear hobbles." We took them off, 3 of them in the last week to qualify them. I mean, for me, training wheels are training wheels. Whatever helps them get there, helps them get there. And if they don't need the hobbles anymore, then so be it. They won't have them on. But certainly no problems training them down with them. Cruising in Angus, perfect example. He doesn't need them now at all. Looked great today qualifying without them. Looked great schooling the last 2 weeks without them. So very, very happy to see this colt looking good. Curious Winner, ready to go also. Had a splint crowd on him the other day. I didn't get to school him off the gate the other day, I don't believe, since he made a break on me 2 weeks ago. I don't think he'll need to. If I remember correctly, he was perfectly fine at the gate. We'll probably just put him into qualifying next Thursday and see how he makes out. Dance Hall Babe, easily number 2 overall in the barn right now. My God, I love this filly. Just everything about her, every time I go with her, screams nice horse. And I could be wrong. You know, it's happened. Happened before many, many times. But this filly reminds me of every good horse I ever get a chance to drive. So I'm really excited to see what she's going to do. Very, very impressive filly in her own right. 2-2 last half, 57 today schooling. Looked great. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go Saturday, Thursday. She'll be ready to go the following Friday, I guess, is when she'll make her debut at the qualifiers. And Dancing on My Own, she'll be in to go Friday. That splint crowd on her left front, different horse all week. Harry Polton said she was fantastic. I jogged her today. I don't think I ever saw her trot. She was out trotting, playing, throwing her head, looked great. Obviously a lot more comfortable on the track, so crying that splint left front really did the trick with her. Hopefully it puts her right up to 100% because she's been putting in a lot of work the last 3 months. Still a little frail, still a little thin, still a little growing, but you know, getting there. I'd like to see a mile 58 out of her on Friday morning of this coming week. Dalcrest Star Angel, she's coming along exactly how we need her to. Looks great. Gonna make a few little shoeing changes on her. She's got contracted heels up front. A lot of trot, not just trotters. Some horses do. See you in Tuscany has contracted heels. We have flip flops on him, and he just qualified in 55 this morning. So Dalcrest Star Angel, we're gonna widen her feet out. Now you ask, how do you widen feet out? So you'll open their feet. I have the blacksmith open their feet up, and you'll build fiberglass on the outside walls. Nail through the fiberglass as to not irritate the feet, and also put some stability in those feet. So you'll go from having this a contracted heel would be, and it's difficult to keep those heels because they grow a lot of heel quick. Contracted heel would be a heel from the hairline that would actually contract down rather than go out like a funnel, like a horse should. Have a nice, beautiful looking foot. These heels contract as they go down. You want to open those walls up, let them spread out. Maybe build a little fiberglass, which we're going to have to do on her, and fit a bigger shoe on her. After that, I think then and only then you're going to see this filly really come forward. No rush. I told you she's going to be ready August 1st. I think I lied to you. She's going to be ready a little bit before that, but not too early. Just early enough. Just early enough. The porch and the little bears. Not too hot, not too cold. Just right. Anyway. Final answer. Final answer, trained good today. Trained good last week. I'm going to try and go with this horse this week. I really like this colt. I've told you time and time again. I spoke very highly of him the last little while, and I'm going to continue to because I think he's a good horse. So final answer is a horse that I am very interested to see what he's going to do, and we are going to see this week. We'll be in to go on Thursday morning. Friggin' biggin'. Hit the track today in the schooler with Sylvain Filion. Did everything right. Trot a mile in 2-2, last half 58. 2-1 and a bit, 2-2. Last half 58, looked really good doing it in against Pacers. You know, I'll be honest, he got away ahead of both Time Houdini and Dancehall Babe, and we didn't get by him. You know, we were coming down the lane like we were gaining, but we didn't get to him. So, you know, good for Biggin. Obviously, I'm a cheerleader of his. I like to see him do good, and definitely doing his work well now. Next is Hard 8. Hard 8, I trained her before I left the farm. Last horse I went with before I left the farm today, and I trained her real hard. Trained her 211 in the jog card, come a half and 1-1. This filly needs to, she's got it now in her head. She wants to be a racehorse. She's got to put all the tools in the toolbox. Keep putting that weight on her, keep putting that muscle on her. I didn't made my mind up yet if I'm gonna qualify her this week or not. I might school her Tuesday. I want to make sure that this filly is really ready to face the competition she's going to have to face. And I think only after working her hard and really putting some muscle on her, I think she'll be ready to do that. So that's what our plan is with her. So I don't know if I'm going to take her Friday or not. Maybe I'll school her Tuesday. I haven't made my mind up yet, but I will soon. Holding steady out in Illinois now. I got to book my flights. I got to send a message out to our clients. You know, I just don't want to spend their money. I'm happy to go drive. I'm going to drive Not an Angel, and I'm happy to go drive Holding Steady, but I would have to fly there and fly back to drive Lawmaker and the Good Times Saturday night, and then in turn fly Sunday again out to Illinois to drive Not an Angel and Ivanka, which I'm very happy to do, but I'll be sending an email out about that tonight. Obviously, if I'm going to fly out there to drive Not an Angel, I would, or Holding Steady and Not an Angel and Ivanka, I'd have to expense that out. And if our clients are okay with that, I'm happy to do that. Otherwise, there are drivers out there that can drive these horses. But I'll leave that up to you, clients, the owners of Holding Steady, the Holding Steady group. He looked awesome before he left. He looked great. I told everybody I think he's ready to probably pace 56, 57 right now. We'll see if that's good enough. I don't want him, nor believe he should need to, pace any faster than that right now in 2018 in June. So I'll say I'm comfortable in have him pacing in 56. Anything more than that, I'm not sure I'd be very comfortable with. So that's what we're aiming for with our big boy Holding Steady. Ivanka, also another filly out there, by all accounts, jogging great, looking good. We did her knees before she went out to Illinois. I said to Angie, just do me a favor, check her out in the morning, first thing, see how she starts out on the track. Once in a while, she won the track. A little tender right front, almost positive it was her knees. We did her knees, got her out there. Angie said, I don't know what you're talking about. She seems fine. Never put a step in right front. She'd been out here. So that's good. That's good. Problem solved. Candy Mac. Candy Mac. You know, I didn't give this horse any press today. That's so unfair. This horse trotted the fastest last quarter of any trotter we had on the track today at Mohawk. 28 flat. Oh, and Candy Mac is just a nice horse. Nice horse. Paul McKenzie said a little bully at the gate. You know, we had that leather chin strap. I didn't even know we had any in the barn. Leather chin strap on him that he really didn't get along with. So we'll be taking that off. No problem. Just at Mohawk. Thanks, man. Thank you. So, Candy Mac needs to lose that chin strap. Probably put a little check bit in his mouth, just something he can respect a little bit more. I like he goes with a low head, and I like that, but I don't want him hogging into his check. It makes it hard to drive him. So Candy Mac, last quarter, 28 seconds flat today. Fastest last quarter of any trotter we brought to Mohawk today. Maybe, no, Frank O'Reilly's trotting filly trotted 28 flat also. I think probably two fastest, tied for the fastest last quarter of any trotter this year so far. 2-year-old, I would think. So good for him. King of the Ball, we obviously castrated him. That was a bit of a contentious discussion this week. Because, you know, I was a little hesitant also. It's his last, getting a little late in the year, you know, but he forced my hand, that horse, you know. Getting out of hand, being a little crazy, being a little fresh. And I was more concerned of what he'd be like in 3 weeks when it was actually too late to geld him, rather than what he was like now. So made a decision that we were going to geld him and take care of that, nip that in the bud, so to speak. And we did. He'll likely be going next week, depending on how those incisions are. He'll be ready to go next week. He schooled already, schooled in 59 with Sylvain Filion and run away with him here 10 days ago. So speed won't be an issue, as it never has been with King of the Ball. Hopefully we can get his head back in the game now that he's a little more focused. Christine KSR trained today. She had tied up bad about 10 days ago. We've been working diligently to get that AST level down. We got it down to about the 3,000 level. Trained her today. She trained good. She'll be ready to go probably in 2 weeks' time, just before the New York Sires. I don't want to rush her either. You know, we keep talking about, you know what? I talked to Blake last night. Blake told me that the first sire stakes for the fillies are the 20th. She's not going to be ready for the 20th, nor do I think she should be ready for the 20th. This filly came to us a month late. Certainly not going to rush to have her ready for June 20th. So she'll be ready for the second sire stakes, wherever the hell that is. Linnea. Talked about her a number of times. Linnea a little bit sick, so we just didn't go with her today. One of our best horses, so no concerns with Linnea for sure. Top marks across the board for the last little while. Number 3 in the stable, could easily be higher. Certainly can't put her ahead of See You in Tuscany. And I actually had her almost tied with Dancehall Babe, but I do have a soft spot for trotters. And I think that Dancehall Babe deserved to be in number 2. If she didn't, then it would have been Linnea. But nice filly, really excited to see her going, I guess, tentatively scheduled for Friday morning. Maintenance Man, talked about him, looked great today. Last half, 55 and a bit, 56 a mile and 59 in the schooler, looked great. He's ready to go. Majesty Boy looked great. James went with him, 2-4, last half 59, I think, or a minute. But James said just a nice trotter, does everything right. Probably needs one more qualifier. I'd like to see him go a mile, and I'd like to wait 10 days and go a mile and 59 with him, is what I'd like to do. Because I think he's a talented colt. I think he's going to have a bright future. And I'd like to make sure he gets it done right. So, Majesty Boy in for another schooler. What about Maxie? Maxwell Plum. Maxwell Plum was awesome today. Jody drove him like he was 2 to 5. Floated him over to the front at the 3/8. He was out all the way to the 3/8 pole. And just got picked off by a very good West 52nd. Maxwell Plum 2-1 today and looked like a real professional doing it. Just love this horse to death. Mo Better. I saw the video. I didn't tell you. Mo Better. Mo Better looked absolutely awesome today. Mo Better was flying on the end of the mile. I said, Sylvain, just bottle him up and have him pacing hard on the end of it. I was going to go with him myself. I warmed him up. I thought he was a little bit flat. And I was really torn between who. I own a big chunk of Mo Better. And I own none of Sunshine's Finest, but I think very highly of Sunshine's Finest. I wanted to get a feel of where he was physically. I know that Mo Better looked good. Mo Better, you know what he paced his last half in today, by the way? 55-4. Last quarter in 27 and a piece, and looked unbelievable. Sylvain said he was great. I didn't notice until somebody said to me after, the Little Better's Delight Colt. Geez, he looked good. I didn't know who they were talking about for a second. I said, oh, Mo. Yeah. He said Mo was unbelievable. Flying on the end of it, twisted out to get around cover, come charging down the lane. One of the fastest last halves of the day. I know it wasn't the fastest, though. See you in Tuscany was. But one of the fastest last halves of the day overall was Mo Better. Mr. Caper, still at the pool. Talked to Travis last night. He said the horse is sounding up. So that's good. Probably another week, 10 days away from coming back, I would hope. I'll have them re-x-ray that foot down there to make sure that it's all cleaned up. And then we will have Mr. Caper back. Not an Angel, she's ready to go in. Not an Angel is ready to go next week. Little tender left hind when I sent her out to Illinois, and I said to Angie, you know, keep an eye on that left hind. I think she kicked the wall. We had her x-rayed everywhere, nothing wrong with her. No issues, I thought, with soft tissue either. I think she just kicked the wall and bruised that sesamoid. We did put a razor pad on her left hind, but she wore one of those all winter from time to time. Nothing bothers this filly. You could throw a hula hoop around her head and tie a rubber boot to her bridle. It don't matter. She's all business when she sees the gate. I love this mare. I can't wait to get the Illinois and drive her. Just really, really like her. And as she get out there, she said she's getting sounder and sounder and sounder. So exactly what I thought it was, I assume. Quartz Blue Chip, another horse. She's been fast enough, but her head's not in the game. I think she thinks she's growing, and she's so big. You can feel the lack of self-confidence. So that will either grow on its own, or we might have to turn her out for a little while. But just a really, really, really nice filly overall is Quartz Blue Chip. Not really concerned whether I have to turn her out for a little bit or keep going with her. You know, in for penny, in for pound. And I think this filly's a nice filly, bred well enough, deserves proper chance. So ready for the beach, qualified on the right line more. Cross-firing a bit. We made some shoeing changes. Not quite there with him yet. Speed-wise, he paced a half in 56, a quarter in 27, and was not steering right. So no lameness issues that I could see. So for me, it's just a matter of tinkering. We'll get there with him. Nice colt. He had a lot of go to him today. Rock on the Roll. I think I made myself very clear with Rock on the Roll. I trained him in 2-2 the other day. We're going to put a qualifying line on him and potentially sell him. This colt here, I think he should be matured, more mature than everybody else. Mentally, I don't know if his attitude's there. Not a bad colt, probably makes somebody a decent horse. I just see too much of McKinnon in him, and I'm not going to have my heart broke twice. So, we'll see. I'm going to give him all the rope he needs to hang himself. So we'll see. We'll see in the very short term what's in store for Rock on the Roll. But ball's in his court, as they say. RV LeBron, probably 3 weeks away. Geez, I like this colt. His attitude's changed so much. Like so many horses in the barn, they went from that cranky, I don't want to do it, to, this ain't so bad, to, geez, this is really fun, and I'm really good at it. And that's how RV LeBron has been. Brushed his knee, still got a little swelling in his knee last week, but really, really happy with what I've seen from RV LeBron. And I do think he will get there, and I do think he'll be there in the next 3 weeks. Screaming Hawk, James had nothing but nice things to say about Screaming Hawk today, which is great. I watched him go up to the gate. Here's an Angus Hall, touched the gate, got a little aggressive. James said, I just took him off the gate. He was perfect, perfect. He talked to me 2 or 3 times about this colt. Line doesn't look awesome, 2-2 and a bit, 59 and the end of it, 29. But James had nothing but nice things to say about this colt. He really liked him. I really like him. Really excited to see what Screaming Hawk's going to do. Reminds me of a horse that will get better and better and better and better as they put that muscle on. Sometimes you see them today like, wow, that horse looked really good. Sometimes you just need to give them a little time. This horse, another one, 4 or 5 starts, I think you'll really see him explode forward. See you in Tuscany. I don't think we could talk enough about See You in Tuscany today. This colt was unbelievable. Going to the gate, we warmed him up, he made a break warming up. Said to Danny, I said, what was that? He goes, I don't know. He said, the track's deep here. Maybe it was the flip-flops. I don't know. Come out of the gate. I assumed Gino Toscani was going to let his horse roll. I let him float up alongside. He grabbed a hold of his horse. I'm like, oh, I'm going to be on the front end. 30, half in a minute. You know, I chirped to him because I didn't want him to get bull rushed in the last turn and get, out of gear and make a break. I chirped to him, put him in gear. Started to make distance, a little more distance. Come out of the last turn, I tapped the wheel disc and I sunk the bit into his mouth. Oh my God. This horse had an abundance of power left. Like unbelievable how strong, like freak speed. I don't know where it came from, and I did not see that coming, but that was the most impressive thing I've seen a 2-year-old do, maybe in my whole life, that I sat behind. Like for a horse that's green and shouldn't know what to do, that was freakish. So See You in Tuscany, unbelievably good. Stolen Dance, sent her out to the field. She was getting a little cranky, a little wound up. She was going through a growth spurt. She also brushed her knee, blew up a little bit. I said, no, enough's enough. Let the filly go out and fill out and be a nice filly. Bring her back in 90 days, and she'll be exactly what I expect her to be, what I know she'll be. Mentally, she's a worker. She's a fighter. So no reason to start kicking her when she's down. She's going through a growth spurt. She's finding it a little difficult to do her work. Just tone it down. Give her some time. Kicked her out in the field. Let her be a nice horse. Springbridge Proud, talked about him. Really excited about this colt season. 27 seconds on the end of it. Last half, 56 mile and 57. Was brushing his outside knee. Blacksmith and I are going to work on that this week. See if we can't get him out of that. Have a couple of ideas. Think that it won't be as difficult to get it done. Probably should be able to get it done pretty easily, actually. Qualify him once more. And then maybe race him here once. Maybe not, but we'll see. Stonebridge Loyal. Talked about this filly off and on many times. We're protective of her, watching her knees, concern. Finally, I said the other day, put her in the bike. I won a mile and 2-2, came a massive last half with her at the farm. Unbelievable, looked tremendous at the farm. I said, there, see if she's lame tomorrow, she's done for the next 3 months. Gonna turn her out. Come out on the track the next day, bouncing around, feeling like $1 million. I said, there, she's ready to go. So it was really a sink or swim type of situation for Stonebridge Loyal. I needed to know if she could hold up to a fast mile, and I gave her one. And she was very good. So really happy with what I've seen from her. She'll be in to go Friday. She has never schooled. I might have to take her over to Mohawk Tuesday, I guess. Tuesday. Put her behind the gate. If she's really good going up to the gate, I might not go a mile with her. I'd like to qualify her and get her ready to go. Stonebridge Simba, fantastic today. He gets shut off. Jody shut him off halfway down the lane with Maxwell Plum. He's like climbing over him at the wire. 2-1 last half in a minute, last quarter 29. Did everything I needed him to do. Really happy with him. Sunshine's Finest, 57, last quarter 27. Chasing a Captain Treacherous to the wire of Nikki Camignas. They paid $77,000 for this year at the sale. So really happy with what I saw from Sunshine's Finest. Sunshine in tied up a little bit today, a little stiff coming out of the paddock. So she's going to need to have her blood taken, get her looked at. I think she was spinning her wheels with flip-flops on, touched a knee. Had a really shitty day, really. Still come up with a mile 59, last half 58, last quarter 29. Just a tenacious filly. Not her best day today, but better days ahead for her. Really like this filly. I've said a million times. Lots of talent, lots of speed, lots of breeding. She'll get there, no problem. Well, she is there, but she'll get to where I know she can go very soon. Swander the Giant, Bon Voyage. He went to Brandon Bates. He's got him out there. I didn't ask how he was since he went out, but I already know how he was. He's a nice horse, so I'm sure Brandon will get along great with him. The Butler did it. Everybody said, oh, I finished 8th. He went a mile and 2-2. You know, come a half in like a minute, or 59, come 29 seconds. Thing I like the most about this horse, leave like a freight train. He comes screaming out of the car. I want to see how tactical he was, because most of New York sires are on a half-mile track. So we let him scream off the car. And he was really trotting out of there well and got away. Close, followed, won a mile in 2-2 and looked good doing it. Couldn't ask for much more than what he's done. Than what he's done so far. So, really happy with the Butler. Did it today. Too Far Gone. Looked awesome. Hey, 5 training trips in a row without urinating on anybody. Big feat for her. Put her on a little higher dose of Regamate. Told you it could have been the hormones. So we'll see. Fingers crossed that nobody gets drowned with urine when she qualifies. But she trained great today. Harry Poltmother, he said, you know, this is a nice filly. I said, yeah, no. I said, any pee-pee? And he said, no, she didn't piss on me. So, Too Far Gone, really excited to see what she's going to do going forward. She's already schooled, already looked great, ready to rock. tomorrow's headlines, another horse schooled and ready to go. Schooled him in 2 minutes here the other day. Looked good doing it. Hit those curbs, biting him, big clunky knees. It's going to be a learning curve for him. He's already been in 2 minutes. I think he's probably ready to pace 58. But I don't want to ask for too much, so we're just going to take our time with him for the next couple of weeks. Might be qualifying Friday, might not. We'll see. Twinsburg. Can't say enough about Twinsburg. One of the fastest moving horses in the stable the last 5 weeks. Looked tremendous today. Looked like an aged animal on the track today. Floated along, waited until I called on her, and attacked ferociously. Coming out of the turn, 27 seconds on the end of the mile in 2 minutes. Very impressive looking filly. Serious filly here. Time Houdini looked awesome. Took the hobbles off him. Went a mile and 2-2 last half. James had to come 56 and a bit on the end of it because I come 57 and he went by me at the wire and I was ahead of him. So just math alone, very impressive. He said no issues with the hobbles. He said he was awesome. Don't worry about him. So Time Houdini's ready to go. Time Tulo was a little disappointing today. Now, keep in mind, a couple of sick horses in the barn. He's still got pads on his feet. I thought his hobbles were too tight. I could give you a mountain of excuses for Time Tulo. At the end of the day, he's just got to do more. He's got to do more, and I think he will. Really, really nice colt. I've always said nice things about him. I think he's got a tremendous, just a real deep valley of talent in this colt, and what I saw today was not the colt I expected. Now, he still went a mile 2-2 or 2-3. Did his work, did it good. Happy for him. Gonna need to see more. Next time he goes behind the gate, we'll go a mile 59 with him, and I'll go with him. But we're gonna make a few little changes, and I think they'll all help. I think this colt's on the upswing, and keep in mind, might have been a little under the weather today. Did eat his breakfast, didn't have a temperature after we put him away. But there is a virus in the barn, and something was fishy today with Time Tulo. This is not the Time Tulo that we have. It was a version of him today, one that I'd rather not see again. But it could have been worse. I said, he could have run, he could have bounced around and been ignorant. He just wasn't awesome today. So cut the horse some slack. He's been great all year. Warwe Ultra, one of our top horses, probably one of the most exciting horses we have in the barn right now. Can't wait to see this filly out here next week. Really, really excited to see what she's going to become. Have a lot of respect for this filly, and really, really happy to see how far she's come in such a short time. Keep your eyes on this filly. I think she's legit. So Warwe Ultra will be out next week. West 52nd. Jonathan Drury had nothing but nice things to say about him today. Win the schooler 2-1, last quarter 28. He said he had a lot left in the tank, which I knew he did. So West 52nd, really impressive. Again, as he usually has been lately today. White Tiger, he's one of our nicest colts. We've talked about him. Once we start, I'd love to bring him over here and get qualify him with the hobbles on. I just don't think I have the balls to do it. He's such a scatterbrain. I don't trust that he'd go out and just focus and pay attention for the whole mile. I come 1/2 and 4 with him in the jog cart and beat the shit out of 2 aged horses training 1.5 miles today with him. And he's a nice colt. He's a legit colt. He's always been one of our top horses, and he'll get back to one of our top horses. I think he's a faster, stronger horse without hobbles on. I just don't think he's an effective horse without them on. So for me, I'm a little bit torn. I guess we'll see how he is. You know what I might do? I might take him over here Tuesday and try and school him off the gate without the hobbles and see how he is. But I don't want to keep schooling him. He's already been behind the gate 3 times. This is a colt that I really wanted to take my time with, and we ended up giving him no rest just because he just couldn't get the demons out of his head. But I think we got him now. I think we got him focused and ready to go. We'll see this week, but one way or another, he'll likely be qualifying on Thursday. And last, never least, always alphabetical, yes. Win a schooler today, the big colt. I love this horse too. Smart, durable, loves his work, and he's a worker. I had him beat halfway down the lane with Cruising Elangus. Had him beat. I was going to get by him, and he dug back in and put it on me. No, he didn't really put it on me. He beat me ahead, I think, or whatever, but fought back to win. This is a fighter. This is what we train them to do. This is what we want them to do. This is what he's doing. He's a real horse, and he's there now. So only thing that'll keep him from being a great little horse is sheer ability. And I'm not saying that he doesn't. I think he's got a ton of ability. I think he's going to be a great horse. Time will tell, as they say. 2-2 is a long way from 56, 57, which they're going to have to go this summer. I think it's not going to be an issue for him, but I'm going to let him do the talking. I was extremely pleased with what I saw today. For a horse that never trains on the front end, to whack it out, drive away from horses, and put it on them today the way he did, impressive. Impressive mile by yes. So, that's everybody. That's all of them. That's a wrap on the biggest week of 2018 by far for TheStable.ca. I couldn't be more happy than I am right now. Lawmaker, Cruising in Style, both raced tremendous. Master Saver, 2 weeks in a row winning. New lifetime mark. Pay the Line Blue Chip won again. New lifetime mark. Canali Hanover's back with us, ready to go on Tuesday. Boston Glide, ready to qualify again on Tuesday. Great things. Great week. You know, when you look at it, how different things could have went this week. What happens if Lawmaker makes a break at the gate? You know, what happens if Cruising in Style gets parked? There's just no good. You know, what happens if Pay the Line Blue Chip runs? Master Saver runs. The filly, the babies were no good today. This could have went a totally different way. Best case scenario, I couldn't be happier. I am tickled pink with how these horses look. It's just the start. You know, I said to somebody today, I don't mean to be arrogant. These aren't our best horses that were out here today. Weren't supposed to be anyway. They looked up fantastic. You know, I just went through all the horses. Top 10 list. The vast majority of them haven't even been over here yet. So 18 are qualified. 31 on the way. Maybe 30, I guess. Pretty good numbers so far. I think the work we put in this winter was very evident today on the track. Not only were they good, not only did they look good, they look like professionals. And that is the fruits, as I said earlier, the fruits of our labor. The work that the people in the barn did, the grooms, the second trainers, a little bit me sometimes, and Amy, but the smaller pieces. This is where the spokes of the wheel come into play, and very, very proud of what we put on the track today. Very proud of what's coming. Hopefully it will turn into a fantastic 2018 for me, for you, for everyone. So, today and this week have been a huge success. Not going to take this smile off my face. Couldn't be happier. Really excited to see what's going to take place over the next 2 weeks and beyond into 2018. See you again this week. I'll probably have a video as I'm going to Chicago to drive the horses next weekend, rushing back to drive Lawmaker, and then going back again to Illinois. And then the summer begins. Then it's a roller coaster. So, for me, for Amy, for everybody at the stable, thank you all for all the kind messages and emails. You know, for those of you that don't own horses and enjoy watching these videos, thanks for taking the time. It means a lot. I hope they're helpful. They seem to be. I get a lot of good responses from them. So, we're going to continue to do them. I hope it's been a great week for you. I know it's been a great week for me. So, I will talk to you soon. That's a wrap for this week. The first wave of baby qualifiers from TheStable.ca.